Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here for this very solemn occasion. We are deeply saddened by the loss of Officer Reginald Jake Gutierrez, and on behalf of our entire city, we offer our most sincere condolences to his family, his loved ones, and the men and women who wear the Tacoma Police Department badge. I have ordered the lowering of all flags in city government, and I'm now requesting that we lower all flags in Greater Tacoma to show our respect and our gratitude for our fallen officer. Ever since this happened and we got the news, there's something that I've witnessed in this community, an outpouring of love and support for our police officers and their families. A desire for people to want to show their respect and gratitude to our police department and all of those who work every day to serve and to protect us. This city is now united, and we are resilient. And there are many people who really want to show their love and support. So there are a few events happening tonight that will allow people to do just that. There are 2 vigils taking place, one on the east side, at the East Side Neighborhood Advisory Council hosting it, at 5 p.m., at the Tacoma Police Sector 4 substation located at 400 East 56th Street. At 8 o'clock tonight, there will be another vigil held at Sheridan Elementary School at 5317 McKinley Avenue East. And then anyone who would like to show their support to the family another way can make a contribution to the Officer Jake Gutierrez Memorial Fund through Wells Fargo Bank. On behalf of the City of Tacoma, the Tacoma City Council, and the 207,000 people who proudly call Tacoma home, again, we offer our most sincere condolences over this very tragic event. But as I said earlier, one thing I'm witnessing over the past evening and day is this outpouring of support from our entire community. We love our police officers, and we know that every day when they go to work, there's a chance they may not come home. And unfortunately, that happened last evening. Please pray for us. Help us stay united. And again, Tacoma is always resilient. And I want to send a message far and wide that we love, respect, and value our officers. And we will miss Officer Gutierrez. Now, this is an ongoing investigation. And we appreciate your patience as the Tacoma Police Department and our partner agencies work to provide factual and accurate updates. And facts and accuracy are incredibly important at this time. And there's a lot of information flowing from different places. So we respectfully ask to wait for facts and accurate information. And at this time, I'm going to turn this over to Chief Ramsdale, who will say a few words and answer some questions. But thank you very much for being here this afternoon. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor Strickland. Appreciate your support and your kind words. And I want to thank you, the media, for the respect that you have provided us so far in the course of this tragic event. I know that you're looking for information, and I'm going to try to provide you with as much information as I can today. I have a statement that I'll read, and at the end of the statement, if you have any questions, I will ask the questions to the best of my ability. Again, as Mayor Strickland indicated, this is an ongoing investigation. There are answers out there that we may not have at this point. We don't want to provide any erroneous information or any inaccurate information as we move forward through our investigation. As Mayor Strickland indicated, I am very touched by the amount of support that we've been receiving from our community, from other law enforcement agencies, both federal, state, and local. The support from our community in general, and it just makes me feel very honored to be a Tacoma police officer. Our sincere condolences go out to the family and friends of Officer Reginald Jake Gutierrez. The Tacoma Police Department, the law enforcement community, and the citizens of Tacoma that he so proudly served, selflessly and with dedication. I had the privilege I've worked around Officer Gutierrez his entire career. He is a model police officer. He's highly dedicated to his profession. He's highly dedicated to his community. And he demonstrated that every day that he came to work. Again, we appreciate the outpouring of support by our law enforcement community, our medical professionals, particularly at Tacoma General Hospital, the men and women of the Tacoma Fire Department, our great partners in the fire industry here, and the outpouring of support that we received from our community members. As Mayor Strickland indicated, she's ordered that our flags in the city be lowered to half-staff for the gratitude of our fallen officer. During the late afternoon hours of November 30th, our animal control officers were dispatched near the residence on the east side of our city to address an issue involving an injured dog. Outside the residence, within the immediate area, the suspect's wife approached our animal control officers and indicated that she had been locked out of her home by her husband, who also took her phone. Animal control officers then requested assistance by Tacoma Police Patrol officers. Officer Gutierrez and his partner responded to the scene and made contact with the suspect's wife. The suspect's wife reiterated to the Officer Gutierrez and his partner that she had been locked out of her home by her husband. With assistance of the homeowner, the officers gained access into the residence. During the investigation of a domestic situation at this residence, Officer Gutierrez was tragically killed in a line of duty. Officer Gutierrez has been with the Tacoma Police Department since 1999, and he was 45 years of age. His partner has been with the Tacoma Police Department since 2002 and is 42 years of age. As Mayor Strickland indicated, there are two vigils in honor of fallen Officer Gutierrez tonight, and she provided you that information. I now will answer any questions that you may have.
Could you just for the record spell the officer's name for us?
Yes. Reginald, R-E-G-I-N-A-L-D. He goes by Jake. Gutierrez, G-U-T-I-E-R-R-E-Z.
Chief, why did you say he was a model police officer? What can you tell us about him and being a model officer?
Officer Gutierrez instilled the values of not only the law enforcement profession, but the values of our department. He was highly respected in that area. He was a team player. He had a great deal of integrity. He served the citizens in the highest capacity. He was respectful not only to our community, but to the members of our department and others that he worked with.
Is there any message you can share with us that you've relayed to your officers as they go about continuing their work today?
This profession that we're in, every day we want to come home at the end of our shift. That's the goal that we have. And the way that we do that is to go out and do the job in the best way that we can, in the safest way that we can. And as we know, even how safe you think you are when you're out on the streets or when you're invested in a particular crime, there's danger. I encourage our officers to, when they go out on shift, to make sure that they look out for each other, that they're cognizant of their environment, that they choose their decisions based upon what they feel is right and what's wrong, or what may need backup with other officers, and to look out for each other.
Could you mention how fortunate you are that the children were rescued, and details you can give? It sounds like one was taken out first, and then the suspect was shot and the second child was rescued.
Yes, sir. Later, throughout the course of the investigation, we handed over the tactical operation to the Pierce County Sheriff's Department, relieving our officers, SWAT team officers there. During the course of their deployment, they were able to rescue one of the children who had come out on the front porch of the residence. And then subsequently, as they engaged the suspect in the house, was able to recover the other child in the residence. We're very thankful of that. Obviously, there was a lot of information out there that indicated that, well, we didn't know if there was children in the house, if they were safe. But in the end, as it turns out, there were 2 children in the house. We were able to make sure that they were recovered safely.
Did he release the first child again?
To my knowledge, no, he did not. But there again, that would be a question you would have to ask Pierce County Sheriff's Department.
Chief, we understand it's an ongoing investigation, it's still early on, but as far as the initial shooting, what do we know as of right now as far as were gunshots exchanged? Did the suspect initiate it? What can you tell us about the incident that took your officer's life?
Once our officers entered the residence, they learned that the the suspect was in an upstairs area of the residence. The officers responded to the upstairs area. At the top of the stairs, there was a turn, excuse me, at the top of the stairs. And we believe, again, this is preliminary information. We have not had an opportunity to interview any of the officers that were involved in officer-involved shooting at the residence. So this is information that we've had based upon what we know right now with the information that we have. And so once Officer Gutierrez was up at the top of the steps, it appeared that he turned towards a hallway, at which time it appeared that he had been shot multiple times.
Didn't have a chance to talk to the suspect, just came to the top of the stairs and was shot.
My understanding at this point, there was some conversations with the suspect, and they thought that he may be coming out willingly from where he was, but obviously he didn't. And so at which point Officer Gutierrez was shot. His partner then engaged the individual firing her weapon. It's not known at this time if she actually had struck the individual, and at which point she was able to retreat out of the residence and basically taking the wife of the suspect and bringing her to safety outside of the residence.
Did the suspect shoot his dog yesterday morning? Did that trigger this? Did he shoot his dog? Did something happen with his dog?
There's no indication that the dog was shot. There is indication that the dog may have been injured, but to what degree, I'm not sure, but I don't believe the dog was shot at all.
And you talked about Officer Gutierrez in uniform. Is there any information that the family and that you are comfortable sharing with about him, husband, father, grandfather, anything that you're willing to share?
I do know he has children. I know that he has a fiancée. I won't go too far into the details of that for obvious reasons.
How has the department surrounded them at this time?
Well, thankfully, as I indicated before, not only our community, but our department has supported his family and the whole situation and each other in a very, very good way. I mean, we are a family here. And just like any other family, we have our issues, but we're very close-knit. And when something like this happens, we take care of each other. Our law enforcement community in general takes care of us. And if you were at the procession last night, you saw patrol vehicles from Seattle. You saw patrol vehicles from the Washington State Patrol. You saw patrol vehicles from departments throughout our region and probably across the state. Because we do take care of each other. We do want to make sure that our families and our peers and our departments are taken care of during these situations.
How were you able to get the officer out?
What occurred that we know at this point, once other officers arrived, Officer Gutierrez was not responsive into the residence. We had no radio communication with him. We assembled a go team with officers on the scene. I believe 2 from Tacoma Police Department, and I believe 2 from the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. And obviously in a situation like that, the timing is everything. And so the officers entered the residence. They located Officer Gutierrez, and they were able to extract him out of the residence. That's how they look at it.
What can you tell us about the suspect? Any past history with him? Any reason to understand why yesterday happened?
We may, in regards to criminal history, there's not a whole lot of serious background in regards to his criminal history. There may be issues of mental illness that may be in play here, but at this point in time, I'm not 100% sure in regards to that. But there is a suspected issues in relation to mental illness.
How much experience did Officer Gutierrez have in the domestic violence cases?
Officer Gutierrez has been a patrol officer his entire career. And as you can imagine, domestic violence calls are the #1 call for service that our officers respond to. So he has a great deal of experience in dealing with domestic violence calls, and he's very good at what he did. He was very good at what he did. He was able to diffuse situations. He was able to resolve issues, whether they're domestic violence or other types of issues related to that type of activity, in a very, very calming way. And so he was very good at what he did.
We can see, that you're holding back tears today. So how has this personally affected you as the chief?
Well, it takes a little while to kick in. And as you can imagine, we've been running night and day so far. And it is a family member. It is a person who is well respected in law enforcement, in our department. We care about our people. We care about our officers. We care about their families. And just like any other situation where a family member may have passed away, or you lost a family member in a certain way, it is tough, and it's hard because you work closely with these folks, and you get to know them, and so it is very tough. We're working through it right now. Obviously, throughout the department, we do provide support for our officers in regards to these issues to make sure that we're doing okay. And so, yeah, it's tough.
As for your officer who was also in the home at the time, you said she's a female, how is she doing? What's her status?
The officer that was with Officer Gutierrez is on paid administrative leave right now per department policy, as she did fire her weapon within inside the residence. Obviously, it was his partner. They work closely together, and they've worked closely together for many, many years. And it's very difficult for her.
Could you just say, in that, I believe it's like 12 hours that passed since the shooting, and then we had an end to the standoff. Was there any substantive conversation that was had between negotiators and the suspect and the residents whatsoever?
There was ongoing negotiations between the subject and our hostage negotiators during the course of this issue. And obviously, he was steadfast in remaining in the residence. There was no apparent indication that he was going to be coming out peacefully. And so there was negotiations ongoing throughout the course of this whole incident.
Did he say anything that would have given anything about the shooting itself? Would have been motive or respond to that anyway?
Nothing at all.
Chief, can you tell us if those were his children in the house with him?
I can't tell you 100% if they were both his children, I believe one of those children in that residence was one of his children, but I'm not sure if both of them were biological parents.
Could you confirm the name of the shooter?
No. Not at this time.
Are you not wanting to say his name, or?
At this point, no. For us, it's an ongoing investigation, and by protocol, we will not release his name at this point in time.
And Chief, I know you have a lot of things going on, balancing a lot of things, but could you tell us what your number one priority is as chief at this moment?
The primary, taking care of our people, taking care of our officers, making sure that they're doing good, they're doing okay, working through this. That's my priority.
What can the public do to help you guys?
What we've seen so far has been outstanding. We see officers or community members. If you were at the procession last night, there were probably hundreds of citizens lining the roadway, supporting and demonstrating their support towards our officers and law enforcement in general. Keep your hearts and prayers in for Officer Gutierrez and his family, and our officers and other law enforcement officers across our state and country. That's what you can do to help support.
Were you surprised at all by all the people you saw? I mean, if you watch the news these days, you might think no one likes police officers anymore.
I think that's a great indication that there are a lot of people that do. I think there's more people out there that do than don't. And I think that's what we saw last night.
Chief, is there any indication so far how many shots were fired?
I do not have the exact number of rounds that were fired last night. The medical examiner is conducting his autopsy today. I don't know what from that report if he'll be disclosing that information at that time, but I do not know at this point. But there were multiple.
Is there anything you can tell us about the weapons that the shooter used? I heard that there were multiple weapons, at least one rifle. Can you tell us anything about what you guys found in the house in terms of weapons?
My understanding suspected that there could have been multiple weapons that were used, and I haven't confirmed whether or not there were actual rifles, handguns, or whatever the shotgun or whatever the case may be. The scene is being processed right now. It is as you can imagine, a very extensive crime scene, and so it'll take our investigators a while to make sure that they process it in the most efficient way.
Chief, did the suspect shoot at the Sullivan out during time last night? Have you heard about reports of that?
I did not hear any reports about that at all.
And the suspect's remains been taken to the same medical examiner as Officer Gutierrez?
Yes,
Same location?
that would make, yes, the Pierce County Medical Examiner's Office.
And you have, are your officers standing guard there? I know that it's protocol to stay with the remains until he's buried. So is it your officers or another department that's there?
Yes, out of honor for the fallen officer, we do have honor guard representation there, and we've had honor guards from other agencies. The State Patrol has been very, very, very good for us. We have other cities around here in regards to helping support our operation and our officers as we go through this time. So, yes, we do have honor guard standing by with the fallen officer.
When will you have another procession here to a funeral?
That won't be until Officer Gutierrez is released from the medical examiner's office, and I'm not sure when that's going to be.
Is the department going to release a photograph of the officer for us to share? A photograph of Officer Gutierrez?
We can do that?
We'd like to.
Okay.
Where were the children while this was happening? Were they with the shooter in a room, or were they in a different part of the house when this happened?
It's not entirely in regards to exactly where they were at every minute of the incident. Where they were, it is not known. Obviously, At one point, one of the children came out to the porch area, so obviously they had some mobility within the residence, and it is not known exactly where they were the entire time. So
The initial confrontation, do you know where they were?
No, I do not.
Was that the first time you had confirmation, though, that the children were inside as when the one child came out? So that's Pierce County had taken over already?
That is my I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's my indication that there was. Again, there was information that was out early on that their children were not in the house and that they were safe. But obviously that was not the case, and so through our investigation, we found that there may have been children in there. We did send in one of our explosive ordnance detail robots in there, and during the course of that, it did appear that there may have been a young child in there, but we weren't able to tell 100% for sure from the video whether it was the case or not.
Is that partly why you didn't go in with flashbangs early on to end this?
Correct. That may have been one attack. I wasn't there on the scene. I was with the family, so I'm not sure. When it comes to the tactics at the time, of course, that's based upon all the circumstances that they're faced at the time. So they could have. I'm not sure if they used any flashbangs or any other type of munitions at that point. Thank you very much. Again, I want to thank you for the respect that you have given our department.
Okay, I'm Heather Bosch in the King 5 newsroom. A very emotional news conference wrapping up right now. We heard first from the Tacoma Mayor Marilyn Strickland, who identified the fallen officer as Reginald Jake Gutierrez. She's requesting that all flags be lowered to half staff in the city. She says there will be 2 vigils tonight in Tacoma, one scheduled for 5 p.m. at the Tacoma Police Sector 4 substation. There will be a second vigil at Sherman Elementary. Strickland said, quote, "Please pray for us. Help us stay united. We love, respect, and value our officers." Tacoma Police Chief Don Ramsdell became emotional as he extended condolences to Gutierrez's family, calling him a model, dedicated police officer, a person who was well respected, a person that he called family. Tacoma Police Chief John Ramsdell, they're wrapping this up. He did not give the suspect's name. We expect that will be released by the medical examiner later. When asked if the suspect had any kind of criminal record, Ramsdell said there was, quote, "not a whole lot of serious background, maybe issues of mental illness that may be in play here, but we're not entirely sure. They're still investigating this." What we know so far is that Officer Gutierrez answered a domestic violence call yesterday, was fatally shot. The suspect, apparently with children in the house, holed up, barricaded himself until a SWAT were able to enter the house, and a Pierce County detective ultimately shot the suspect through the window. Again, we don't have the suspect's name. We will keep you apprised of any memorial services planned in the public. And again, the mayor of Tacoma asking the flags be flown half staff. I'm Heather Bosch in the King 5 newsroom.